Hi everyone, it's Deja. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I am going to do part 2 of my summer craft to-do list. I have several projects that I still want to tackle, and so I'm going to do that in this video. For my first project, I found this DIY plywood decor at Michael's. And let me see, I did just cut off the price tag. And this was $9.99. I did purchase this last summer when they had their summer clearance, and I got this for 70% off of this price. So it was a really good price. I did go to Michael's about a week ago, and I did see something that looked just like this. I'm not sure if it's identical or if it's the same size, but they did have something like this. And so you can still find this. When you purchase this, it comes blank like this. There's nothing on it, and it gives you an opportunity to do your own DIY designs or whatever you want to do with it. I did go ahead and paint the other side already. So let me flip it over. And for this, I just use regular acrylic paint that I had in my craft room already. For this outer ring, I used this color called Crushed Coral by Folk Art, and it's a matte paint. For the second ring, I used this acrylic paint by Top Notch, and it is called Light Peach. I purchased this at Joann, so I'm not sure if this is available in the stores. For the third ring, I use this paint right here called Linen by Folk Art. It's also a matte acrylic paint. For the last piece, I used this paint also by Top Notch, and this color is called Light Beige. So I painted this several hours ago, and so the paint is completely dry now. I'm not going to show you how I paint this because it's really simple. You just use any type of small brush to just add paint around, and then you can paint as many coats of paint as you like. I just did 2 coats of paint, and that was about it. And then I'm going to put a vinyl design right here. So I will finish off the back and make it exactly like this part right here so that they look the same, because this is going to hang outside. I probably will put Mod Podge over everything to seal it so that it can withhold the the weather outside, because this is going to go outside. Summer is ending soon, so I still have a few weeks for this to go outside in my garden. This is the vinyl design that I am going to put right here on this larger piece, and it says Bloom with Kindness, and it's got a hand with some flowers. I just thought this was really pretty, and it would look really nice as a garden sign because it has flowers and it's about blooming. Again, this is part of my late summer craft project list that I've been meaning to do, and it's been sitting on hold for a long time. So I'm trying to get these things done so to get them out of the way. All right, and then I am using this transfer tape. This is a paper transfer tape. It's meant for it's meant to have low tack so that it's not too sticky and it won't harm the paint on here. And I did get this from expressionsvinyl.com if you wanted to know where I got this from. Again, I will list everything that I'm using in today's video in the description section of this video so that you can check out if there's anything that you like. All right, let me grab my weeding tool. Okay, my understanding of this type of transfer tape is that it's supposed to be sticky, but it's not supposed to be that sticky like regular transfer tape. And then I am going to put this on here as best as I can. And then I'm going to burnish it to make sure that it stays put. And then slowly and carefully remove the transfer tape. And you want to do it slowly so that you don't lift up any of the paint. All right. So here we have our first project. Again, I will finish the back off camera, but I wanted to show you how you can create with this. There are so many fun designs on Cricut Design Space that you can use. Again, this is from Cricut Design Space and I just love it. So I'm gonna hang this up and then the wind is gonna blow it and it's gonna twist and you'll have the design on both sides. All right, we're done with the first project. Let's move on to the next. For the rest of my projects in this video, I am going to do iron-on designs. So I'm gonna first start off with my project that requires the lowest heat setting. I'm gonna turn it on. And I'm going to change my settings to 280 degrees. I am starting off with my projects that requires the lowest heat setting, and that will be these cosmetic bags that I got from Dollar Tree. I am in need of new makeup bags, new nail care bags. The ones that I currently use are, I want to say, at least 10 years old or more, if not. They are very old, and one of them is actually starting to rip apart, especially the nail care one. So I found these and I thought these would be so cute and perfect for what I need to store my nail care and some of my makeup stuff. So I'm just going to remove these tags. If you didn't know, Dollar Tree has raised their prices on some of their products. I just went to Dollar Tree yesterday and it was sad, but the things in there are, some of the things that I normally purchase are no longer $1.25. It is either $1.50 now or $1.75. So when you do shop in there, please be sure that you're checking prices. I did buy everything in there that was still $1.25, but there are some things like Kleenex boxes. Those are now $1.50. There was a bunch of other things that, especially in the craft aisle, that are now $1.50. So I bought all of these. Everything that you see in this video that I purchased from Dollar Tree, I purchased this either a year ago or longer than that. So many of them were $1.25 when I purchased them. Okay, so this type of fabric, it's kind of like faux leather. So the settings that I chose from the Cricut Heat Guide is I have this set as faux leather, and that's why it's giving me this setting. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this first one. And I don't really think I need to, but I'm going to do this anyways. I'm just going to remove any lint that might be on there. And let me see if this will fit. Okay, that kind of fits. I just need a flat surface. You can do it on either side. I just chose one side to go with it. Okay. I guess I could put it more on the top. That way, because there's a little crease right here from this. You can't really lift it up, so I could just put it on the top. That's fine too. Okay. So I'm going to press this for 30 seconds using firm pressure, and I am going to start off with the nail care. And what I like to do when I'm pressing on things like this, I always like to use a Teflon sheet just to protect the surface. All right, so let's go ahead and start. And then firm pressure. Okay, release. And then I will move this over to the side to let it cool down while I do the other one. And I will do the exact same thing. I'm gonna slide this in here. And then I'm just gonna do this top part. I'm gonna grab my lint roller first. And then I'm going to put makeup right here. This is going to be for like my travel makeup. And same thing. 30 seconds. I'll speed this part up. Okay. And just like this one up here has cooled down, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it slowly to make sure that nothing lifts up. All right. I love gold, you guys. I just think it looks so pretty on everything. You've probably heard me say that a million times, but I really do stand by that. Okay, so this is the way how this bag looks. It looks like this. And then you have all your items. Let me just find a bunch of things to put in there. I'm gonna grab our candle so it doesn't fall. Yeah. And it looks like this. There's no handle to it, which I think it's okay. You can always add like a little pom-pom or something like that to here. And it just sits up like this. It's like a big old rectangle. It's really cute. It looks like this when it's all said and done. I think eventually these little creases will go away, so I'm not too worried about it, because when you fill it up, you're gonna stretch it, so it should just be fine. Oh yeah, this has cooled down, so let me go ahead and take this one off. And that looks pretty darn nice. Okay, it's the same thing. I'm gonna put some travel makeup in here. Obviously this isn't going to store all of my makeup like regularly, but this will store some of my makeup that I need for when I'm traveling. So all right, let's move on to the next project. Next up, I'm going to put an iron-on design on this little baby bodysuit. This was purchased at Dollar Tree, and the size was for 6 to 9 months old. I had originally bought this because I wanted to put a design on here for my baby niece, but she was born early and I am behind on all of my craft projects. So I am doing it late, but that's okay. I'm going to change the heat settings now to 315, and I'm going to set the timer to 15 seconds. Whenever you're doing iron-on designs, make sure that you're always following the instructions for how long to press. If you don't know, double check the packaging of the iron-on design or the iron-on vinyl that you're using. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and pre-press this to remove any moisture and to also smooth out the fabric. Okay, then I'm going to use my lint roller to remove any lint. And the design that I picked for this is from Cricut Design Space, and it says, "For this child I have prayed, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him," from 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 27. I thought this was really cute, and the pink would be perfect for my baby niece. So although I'm gifting this late to them, it's okay because she is still very tiny and she will still have time to grow and fit into this adorable little onesie. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Okay, my Teflon sheet, and then I'm going to press it for 15 seconds using firm pressure. I love Siser Easyweed vinyl. They're very, very easy to weed, and also they don't require a lot of heat and a lot of time to press. So that's one thing I love about it. Okay, so I'm gonna let this off to the side to cool, and then I'm gonna show you what my next project is. I found this pack of magnetic canvas panels at Michael's, and I haven't seen these before, but they're really cute. It comes in a pack of 5, and they're magnetic. You can paint on them, you can draw on it, you can do all kinds of things with it. Let me grab my weeding tool. So when I saw this, I instantly thought of iron-on, I thought of stencil painting, thought of a lot of things. So on the back side, it is magnetic, and then on the front side, it feels like a painting canvas. So again, you can paint on here, you can do iron-on designs, you can do a lot of things with it. Okay, so I am going to actually do 2 of them today, and I am going to put an iron-on design on both of them. I won't have time to do the stencil one. I do have that prepared, but I think I'll show that in a different video on another day. Okay, I think this has cooled down enough. I'm going to take this off before we do the canvas project, and I'm just going to move it slowly to make sure that everything stayed put. Nothing is lifting up. Okay, perfect. Now this part is optional. You don't have to do this, but I like to do this for just reassurance. I like to put my Teflon sheet back over it, and I like to just press it for like another, I don't know, 8 to 10 seconds to really make sure that nothing is lifting up. I like to do this because when you remove the carrier sheet, sometimes it just lifts up a little bit too hard or with too much pressure, that I feel like some of it kind of gets lifted back up a little bit. So putting the Teflon sheet back over it and just pressing for a few seconds, I see that it does make a difference. It does make the vinyl really adhere well. Nothing's lifting up. So right now it's hot, but it feels like this was part of the shirt. You can't really feel the vinyl. Okay, so look at that, so cute. I think my niece is gonna look so adorable in this shirt, or this onesie I should say. Sorry, there was something in here. It's like a little dot. Look at that, I love that. All right, let's move to the canvas. I'm not going to change the heat settings on my heat press because this literally requires 315 degrees. I am going to change the time setting though. I'm going to change it to 30 seconds. And then this is what I did. I did a print and cut using the printable iron-on, what do you call this again? It's called something. It's called printable iron-on for light fabrics. So it comes in a pack of 5, and that's what it did. I went ahead and I found 2 images on Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to iron it on. And I did have my Cricut cut it, so hopefully it cut all the way through. It did. And it's going to be a little bit big, so we might have to do some adjusting to make this perfect on here. So I am going to use probably my craft knife to cut around it so that it'll iron on very smoothly. Let me just take out the other one as well. Okay, so this one is definitely a little too big, but that is okay. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, you know what? I am going to just iron it on, and then I'll do that afterwards. But I'm gonna grab a piece of butcher paper to put on the back, because I don't want this to iron on to my heat press. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do one at a time, but make sure I place it right where I want it to go. I feel like I want it to go, no, like it a little lower. Okay, just like that. All right, I'm gonna do it. Hopefully this doesn't melt the magnet. That would be crazy. This is my first time trying this. I've never done this before. So I hope that this turns out okay. Oh, you know what? Shoot. Oh no. I think I just ruined my project. I forgot to put a butcher paper on top. All right, so I made a mistake. This is still kind of hot, but I forgot to put a butcher paper on top of it. So that was user error. My bad. I'm so sorry about that. So at least it's not completely ruined and my thing is not completely ruined, but that's a good thing to remember to do. Okay. All right, I'm gonna use my Teflon sheet, put that on top, and let's try it now. Okay, that was much better, much better. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you can cut around it. You can use your craft knife to just go around it. I would say that should be fine. That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just gonna use my craft knife to cut around it, and then you can clean it up when it's done. Look at that. That's actually so pretty. And it's not really that hot. Look at that. So pretty. And then if you really want to clean up the edges, you can just take your a file to do like this to really clean off the edges if you really wanted to. Okay, but I think it actually looks really nice like this, and it's a magnet. You can put this on the fridge to hold your things. I think that's so pretty, you guys. Now I did screw up on this one really bad, but let me just try cutting it, see if that would. Well, I can clean it up later to make it look even prettier. The idea was good. I've never done this. So the execution, not quite that good, but we can definitely make it work. I think if we just file away the edges, I think that will make it look much better. Yeah, let me just file it. Yeah, so I'll sharpen it, I'll clean it up. But we have these beautiful magnets that we can use on our fridge, on your board to hold things up. I really like it. I hope you liked this. I hope you learned a little bit from my mistakes. But yes, it's doable. You can definitely use the printable iron-on for light fabrics. Probably dark fabrics too, but you can definitely use it. I would just say that if you do it, make sure you put butcher paper underneath your heat press mat. And then make sure you put another butcher paper on top or a Teflon sheet to protect the surface and also to protect your heat press so that it doesn't ruin. And then you can definitely pre-cut it first to size and then press it, or you can do it like how I did it and then just use your craft knife to cut around it. And then when you're done, you just use a nail filer to file the edges down and to really make it look pretty. But that's how it looked. I think it's still, I mean, I kind of made a few mistakes there and it's a little dented here, but this is the second one. The second one looks beautiful. It's really pretty. All right, let's move on to our last project. For our last project, I found these DTF transfers from Hobby Lobby, and they are very affordable, and they were $2.79. And I picked up a few because I just loved it. I mean, it's very affordable, and instead of printing it on printable iron-on for light fabrics, you can certainly do that. You can print it on here and then you can iron on yourself. You can also make your own design and order it as a DTF transfer from businesses like Jiffy Shirts or Jiffy. They changed their name. And that could be, you know, cost effective for some people. It could be a little bit too pricey for some people. But I saw this and I just thought this was so cute. I particularly really like this, so I'm going to do this one today. But it says Mama and it says Mini. And I thought this would be so cute for my daughter and me. I would have the Mama and she would have the Mini. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. I do want to say that... And hear me out. Hobby Lobby does not have instructions for the heat settings. I looked it up online on their website and there was nothing. So I just did a Google search and AI results came back and said to use anywhere between 300 to 325 degrees and press with medium to firm pressure for about 10 to 15 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change my heat. I'm going to leave my heat settings at 315 because it's between that range. And then I'm going to press it for 15 seconds. So I'm going to change my time setting to 15 seconds. Okay, so that you see it. I don't know if that's going to work, but again, there are no instructions for it. That's the only downside to these DTF transfers, that you don't really know how long you're supposed to how high of a heat you need. So I'm going to take these out of the packaging. And I have worked with DTF before, not from Hobby Lobby, but I've ordered it from Jiffy before, and it's really good. So I'm hoping that it's going to turn out just like that. I'm going to cut these in half. And I'm using these tan beigeish color. That's not a word, but I'm gonna do hers first. I just thought this would look really pretty for the background of the shirt. I'll just do hers and then I'll do mine off camera. But I wanted to show you how cute it is. Okay, so I'm gonna take my heat press and I'm going to press. And by the way, I did already wash our shirts, so they're clean and they're ready to be worn. The baby suit, because I'm gifting that, I did not pre-wash that. Okay, just wanted to give you an FYI on that. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. It's going to stand out. Okay, I'm gonna adjust to make sure that it's straight. I mean, that looks pretty good to me. Just gonna move it ever so slightly to the left. And I'm just gonna shift it a little down on the right side. Okay. One more time. My workspace here isn't the biggest, so I'm having a hard time. You know what? I forgot to... Did I use the lint roller? I don't think I used the lint roller. Okay. Let's try that again. I'm gonna go with that. Tilt it a little more. Okay. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna grab my tape because I don't want this to shift or move. These are tape meant specifically for heat pressing. Grab my Teflon sheet. And since I'm using a much smaller heat press, I might have to do one side first and then do the other side. Okay. I do have a HTVRont auto press, but I don't have the ability to record myself using it. That's why I'm using my heat presses. Okay, so the instruction says to turn project inside out and then press the back side of the transfer for another 15 to 10 seconds. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, let me just cut this to make this a little smaller. And let's do that. So this is very different from Jiffy shirt. You don't have this step. Do they want us to peel it? It didn't say anything about whether to peel it or not. Okay, I've turned it inside out. And then for 15 seconds, 10 to 15. I'm just gonna follow the packaging. Okay. And I'm gonna do 10 seconds. Okay, and then they said to wait 5 to 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and then peel the sheet away. Ooh, look at that. Wow, now that It's super cute. I'm gonna reuse this heat resistant tape. Oh, look at that. That is so adorable. That's my daughter's shirt. Now we are going to have some matching shirt. I'm gonna make mine off camera and then I will show quickly how mine looks like. But yeah, it feels really, really good. Like I don't even need to do an additional pressing. That's super pretty. Okay, I'm gonna press mine and I'll come right back and show you. Here is the final look of my shirt that says Mama on the front. I think it looks so cute and it matches so well with the mini shirt that I made for my daughter. Let me know, is this something that you would want to create with your daughter or granddaughter or maybe a little sister? I think it would look so cute. And here are all the projects that I completed today, and I hope that this video inspires you to also get some of those craft projects on your craft to-do list done, as well as just crafting for fun in general. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to show you the next video. I look forward to seeing you all. Thank you. Bye.